Right, this is a very different kind of video on my channel. This is a new series I wanted to start called Unspoken. I'm not introing though. Which is about people throughout history, as my course is history, who are either unspoken heroes or unspoken villains throughout history. Now, today we're starting with an unspoken villain called Joseph Goebbels. Now, a lot of you will know who he is. However, there's a few facts that people might not know, as he was... Shit, can't say his name. He was Mustache Man's probably right-hand man. So yeah, let's get into it. The unspoken villain, Joseph Goebbels. So Joseph Goebbels, born in 1897, was known as Hitler's probably most trusted friends. Not his second in command. That was Rudolf Hess, who was locked in a Scottish prison for pretty much the entirety of the war, so basically pointless. Goebbels literally didn't stop fighting until his death, which is, I think, unconfirmed. They think it was suicide, but yeah, until 1945. He did not fight in World War I. Pussy! Unlike who we all know did, and the famous story of him. Shit, I can't say. He did not fight in World War I, unlike his friend, Mustache Man, due to osteomyelitis. It's a swelling bone marrow on one, which makes one leg shorter than the other. That's quite funny, I can't lie. Because you think about it, right? The part. Shit, can't say that either. The Bad People's Party was all about the pure race, right? The top race and all that. And you had a midget and a deformity who were leading them, which I think is quite funny. Yeah, perfect race and all that. Anyway, after by Mein Kampf, which is actually quite an interesting read. I'm not saying it's a good thing, it's just quite interesting to read him after his Munich riots in the 20s. It is quite an interesting read, actually. Goebbels joined the bad guy party and was a very good public speaker, obviously. Now, for those who don't know, who haven't got to that part in history, or have forgotten, or who just didn't listen, Goebbels was head of like propaganda and like media back in the day, and all that. You know, in America they had the Big Sam going, our country needs you. He was that, just a little bit more anti-Semitic. It was actually probably not that well known that Goebbels was more anti-Semitic than Mustache Man himself, which is why this is probably the most interesting fact, and probably the reason I made this video. When Mustache Man wanted to dispose of the certain type of people, if this gets monetized, goddamn. Yeah, when Mustache Man wanted to dispose of a certain type of people, he didn't want to eradicate them. He wanted to send them to Madagascar. I mean, he tried other methods first, boycotting their shops, trying to get them to leave the country on their own accord. But I mean, imagine if some midget with a mustache comes onto your house and goes, yo, can you leave the country? You'd be like, shut you midget, and then stay there anyway. So they did. So his last one was to force them to Madagascar. However, Mr. Goebbels himself was one of the main pushers for the big thing that happened in the war that I can't say on YouTube, otherwise I get demonetized, but everyone knows what it is, and if you don't, you're either brain dead or haven't learned about it, and some people think didn't happen, which is crazy, and they should be put in a mental institution. That one. Yeah, he actually pushed for that the most and wanted the final solution, which you don't know. He really wanted that. So, he's not a very good person.
Cheers, Jeff.
However, shining light for Mr. Goebbels, it was actually said that he tried to push to sue for peace earlier than anyone, as he was arguably as smart as and saw defeat coming from a long way away, because he had this tunnel vision of... Fucking Mustache Man had this tunnel vision of he has to win, right? He can win. Whereas Goebbels sat back and had a look and saw the 3 major mistakes that Mustache Man made, which was attacking Russia in the cold, declaring war on America for no reason, and obviously, you know, losing the Battle of Britain didn't help either. So he saw all those and realised, maybe we should push for peace. That's the only good thing I can say about him. I don't want to say good things about him, but that's the only, like, positive thing, I guess, you could take away from Mr. Goebbels, is the fact that he realised they were fucked. I just wanted to say some extra little bits. Obviously, everyone learns this in school, right? Why do we learn it so much? Like, this part of history, I reckon I've learned, obviously I do it as my degree now, right? I've learned this part of history probably about 5 times. It's not changing. It's history. It's happened. There's nothing more I can learn about 1939 to 1945, which I don't already know or haven't already been told. Can they, like, find more interesting parts of history? Because it is really fascinating. The first 1, maybe 2 times you learn about it. But when you're on number 4 or 5, oh my god. If I have to hear about the Battle of the Bulge, or D-Day, or the event again, right? God damn. Anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent. If you like this kind of content, it's a lot shorter content than I usually do. But I wanted to do something closer to my course. Also, if you're watching this, anyone from my uni, see this, yeah? About my course. I thought it'd be quite fascinating for me to do. But this is very different from my other content. I've also got, don't worry, I've got a football video coming soon. It eventually gets filmed. It's quite a big one, so it's taken a while. And I've got a video with Z that I did, which was 2 hours long, which I do not want to fucking edit because kill me. And I've also got a football, like, hot take video I did. But I just thought I like this kind of video, you know? It's a bit of me.